Hello everyone and welcome to my video. So 3 months ago I decided to try a little experiment by putting some money in 3 different crypto lending platforms to compare their earning rates over that 3 month period. So this video is going to be put together to show the results of those 3 experiments that I tried. Now before I get into the results of what I did, I first want to talk a little bit about each of the 3 platforms. Now there's more than 3 platforms that's in the crypto lending business. The 3 that I am going to talk about though are MyConstant, which is a website that I've covered before on this channel, Nexo, and Celsius. Now there are 2 others that I currently use, BlockFi and Crypto.com, but I currently have money tied up in Crypto.com and BlockFi as experiments for a different project that I'm sort of looking into, and unfortunately you can't partition out a certain amount of money to see how it earns on a certain dollar amount. It's just sort of all pulled together, so unfortunately I couldn't separate the 2 investments and experiments to keep everything even and accurate. So like I said, I'm just going to be comparing MyConstant, Nexo, and Celsius. Each of those 3 websites, including the other 2 websites, the Crypto.com and the BlockFi, they're all similar companies in the sense that they are basically loan companies. And I won't get into all the great details of how the inner workings of all these companies work, but the general idea is that they're loan companies. You can either invest cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or anything like that into these platforms, and they will hold on to your cryptocurrency and pay you interest for allowing them to use your cryptocurrency as like to lend it out to people who are wanting to borrow cryptocurrency or borrow money. So like I said, it's very similar to a loan company, not far from the way a bank works typically. The only main difference between these cryptocurrency lending companies versus your typical loan company or bank is that the interest rates that they pay out are much higher than what any bank in the US offers. We're talking about rates of 8 to 12%, depending on what the company is and how much you have invested and things like that. So the rewards are far greater than what you can earn by putting your money in a bank, say in a savings account or a CD. However, there are some risks that come along with it, and I do want to go ahead and cover that before I get any further into the video. Keep in mind that none of this is investment advice. Make sure that you do your research on all these companies and be wise with your money, because none of these companies guarantee that your money will be 100% safe, meaning that it's not covered by any type of FDIC insurance, like if you have money invested in a bank. There's no SPIC insurance that they have on like stocks and things like that. So there is very much a risk if any of these companies happen to go under, go bankrupt, or anything like that. There is absolutely no guarantee that you will be able to recover your money. So do keep that in mind. However, as the saying goes, with great risk comes great reward, and that is why they're enticing you with these large interest rates. Now, with cryptocurrency being as volatile as it is, Bitcoin, for example, is constantly jumping around in price every single day, and that's kind of what these companies sort of deal with as well. You have the potential of having your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies go up in value, so not only will you earn this interest by keeping it with these companies, you also have the potential of it going up in value as well as time progresses. And speaking of the volatility of Bitcoin and how it can drastically change over the short term, just a little quick backstory. I got into Bitcoin about a year and a half ago, is when I first sort of took an interest in it. And at that time, Bitcoin was trading at around $3,000 per Bitcoin. Of course, at the time, I didn't really know anything about Bitcoin. I was just sort of putting my toes in the water, sort of testing it out, and I didn't want to invest any money into it until I sort of had a better understanding of what it is. But now one Bitcoin is trading at over $18,000 compared to that $3,000 mark it was at just a year and a half ago. So if I had been more aggressive and more of a risk taker and just sort of went all in on Bitcoin, I would be sitting on about $500,000 right now if I had just sort of gone all in on Bitcoin at the time when I first heard about it, when it was trading around $3,000. It would have over 6x'd its value. But of course, hindsight is 2020, and I know myself, I would never have taken a risk like that. I'm more conservative with my money, and I'm not that much of a risk taker and going to go all in on something like that. But just sort of looking back at it, you always have that moment if you had done that, just like playing the lottery. If I'd played this number, if I'd done this. But with that in mind, it could have easily gone the other way, and I could have lost everything. So again, be safe with your money. And this is not investment advice, but I'm just using that as an example, as the potential of what could have happened. But I do advise you to do a little research on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, stable coins, Ethereum, and any of the other coins that are out there. I do believe that cryptocurrency is going to be around for the long term. It has definitely gained popularity in recent months, and it has drastically gone up in price. Like I said before, in a year and a half, it's gone from 3,000 to over 18,000. So it is definitely worth looking into, at the very least. I'm not saying that you need to throw your life savings into it or take some great risk, but I think it would be worth your while to at least research it and get a little more information on what Bitcoin is, or cryptocurrencies in general, or at the very least maybe look into the stable coins such as the USDC coin. Restarting. So let's get into the platforms now. So like I said, I invested into 3 different platforms to test out how much interest they would earn, even though I already sort of knew which one was going to earn me the most interest just based on the sheer amount of interest that they promised. So during this 3-month period, I invested $700 into each of these platforms, My Constant, Nexo, and Celsius. And each of them have their different perks, their pros and cons of using their platform. Now let's start off with My Constant. So My Constant is the one that I've talked about the most on my channel. They have an interesting business platform where you can earn interest on in certain 3 increments, whether you invest with them for 1-month period, a 3-month period, or a 6-month period. And the interest rate varies from there. I think it varies from 6% interest up to 7% interest if you go for the 6 months. Now, I went for the middle ground for the 3 months just to sort of keep things short and be able to get back, with the results of this video. So I invested for 3 months at an interest rate of 6.5%. Now, unfortunately, My Constant does not allow for compound interest on your earnings, meaning that if you invest for 1 month, whatever interest you earn each day or each week on, say, the $700 investment that I put into the platform, it will not earn interest on the interest that I earn from day to day or from week to week. So it means that it's going to pay out a constant rate every single week, which is not really great. So during the 3-month period, I was at 6.5% interest, and I earned the same exact rate every single week during that period, and nothing grew any higher. It did not earn interest on the interest. Now, the way you can work around that, if you wanted to compound the interest, you can just invest for the 1-month period, and then as the month ends, you can take whatever interest earnings you gain during that 1 month add that to the original amount, and then invest for another month. And that's one way of compounded, at least monthly. However, it may be in your best interest to go ahead and go for the higher interest rate at the longer term, and then just compound that way, because the interest that you earn during that term may be greater than what you would earn from compounding at the lower interest rate. Another feature of My Constant that I do enjoy is that even though you are investing in cryptocurrency and stable coins, you do not have to actually purchase any cryptocurrency or stable coins in order to invest in the platform. You can simply transfer funds directly from your bank account to them and start earning the interest through their stable coin without ever actually having to go on a trading platform, buy a coin, transfer it to your wallet, move it to the platform, and do all these extra steps. They make it very simple to do by simply just linking your bank account and sending money directly from your bank account to them, and then you earn the interest. So by far, My Constant is the easiest platform to use if you are newer to cryptocurrency and you don't want to be bothered with of trying to figure out how to trade cryptocurrencies and find a marketplace to purchase it and then move it to a wallet and things, all these other extra steps. My Constant is certainly the simplest one to use, even though their interest rate is definitely the lowest out of the three platforms that I'm going to cover. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is Nexo. Now Nexo just recently launched a new program with their platform involving their Nexo token. Now I haven't had much time to really play with it. I have purchased some Nexo tokens, and for anyone that doesn't know what a token is, it is very similar to buying stock with a company. So in this case, Nexo offers the Nexo token. So if you purchase a Nexo token, it's like you're sort of buying their stock and investing, and they will pay you out dividends every, I think it's every quarter, it may be every 6 months. I don't know if they've changed that or not. But they do offer incentives for buying their token by adding extra interest on any earnings you have on your stable coins and cryptocurrencies. As you see here, it says earn up to 12% on your idle assets. That is the maximum that you can earn depending on the amount of Nexo tokens you have held on their platform. Sort of break that down for you. We're going to go down to one of the stable coins, the USDC. It shows right here the different tiers. You have the base tier, which is 8% interest, silver 8.25, gold at 9%, and 10% at the platinum, which is where I am currently at. Now that just recently happened. Up until this week, the interest rate was just 8%. That was just the flat rate that they were earning on the tokens. And then they were offering a bonus 2% if you had a certain amount of Nexo tokens invested in the platform. Even though this platform does require you to buy a stable coin and then transfer it into their account, they do offer compound interest on a daily basis. So that is a very interesting feature. Not many of the lending platforms do offer compound interest. Nexo has been very straightforward and very simple from the beginning. One of the things that I like about that platform is just very clean cut. There's not a whole lot of bells and whistles. It's just straightforward. You either take out a loan or you invest with them to earn interest, and that's basically it. That's all it is to the platform. And the third platform that I invested in was Celsius, and the perk of Celsius is that they offer the highest interest out of any of the lending platforms. Their interest rate is crazy high. Currently, they are offering up to 13.86% interest on your USD stable coins, which is crazy high. That is crazy high. Of course, there's something that comes along with it. They also have a token, the sale token. So I'm pretty sure that you have to buy a certain amount of their tokens to get the bonus interest and things like that, similar to how Nexo does with their token. I do not have any Celsius tokens, or at least not enough Celsius tokens to count for anything. Plus, unless it has recently changed, currently you cannot earn interest on your Celsius tokens or get the bonus interest from the Celsius tokens if you are living in the US. They may have recently changed that. I know that in my current state, they do not offer the bonus interest. They were having issues with that in the beginning when they first introduced the sale tokens. They offered it for U.S. customers for roughly a week, and then they ran into some legal issues with that, and they were not allowed to do it, and that was the last I ever heard of it. But currently, the interest rate that I was earning right now and during the period that I had the $700 invested was a little over 11%, so a much higher interest rate than Constant and Nexo for sure. They do offer compound interest, however their interest is only compounded weekly. That's when they have their payouts every Monday, and that is when the interest is compounded and added in to earn for the following week. Now, another thing that I want to note about the Celsius platform, and all the platforms actually, is that there is a mobile app available for all three platforms, whether it's Celsius, Nexo, or Constant. I have not used the mobile platforms for Nexo or Constant. I've always used the websites. Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer to have the mouse and keyboard and the larger screen in order to do any of my banking or anything that deals with money or anything like that. That's just the way I like to do it. So with that said, I have to give a negative mark on Celsius because they are a mobile app only type of company. So I've had to deal with this on my phone in order to transfer funds and deal with a wallet and look at interest earnings, anything like that. Has all been done on my Android phone. I'm pretty sure that it's available on iPhones as well. Don't quote me on that. I don't have iPhone, so I don't look into it. But there is a mobile app for all three of them. However, you can use PC on Constant and Nexo. I did find a way to work around the mobile issue on Celsius. Is that I downloaded an app called BlueStacks that allows you to use mobile phone or at least Android mobile apps on your PC. So if you download BlueStacks, you can actually use mouse and keyboard and use your computer to look at your mobile apps. This is just a quick look at the Celsius app within BlueStacks. Alright, so now that I've gotten the general idea of what the platforms are and some of the features of each website, let's actually look at the results of the experiment. And here they are. So what I did, I invested $700 into each of the three platforms and kept it in there for roughly 3 months. Now the results are going to be skewed just slightly because as I was transferring money into each platform, they did not go in all at the same time. Some were delayed for 5 to 6 days as opposed to others, and I tried to maybe compensate that a little bit by adding like an extra 50 cents or something like that into that $700, sort of offset the delay. But you're going to see from the results that it really didn't make much of a difference. So here are the interest rates at different periods of time throughout the 3 months for each of the platforms, and these are the final results. So Constant being the lowest interest platform, and the fact that they do not offer any type of compound interest, their result was obviously the lowest. I started with $700.50 and ended the 3-month period with $711.88. And so that means I earned a total of $11.38 over the 3-month period for this loan in Constant. Next, we had the Nexo investment. We had $700 invested in that, earning 8% interest compounded daily. The final result after 3 months was $714.51. And here's a look at the daily interest earnings on Nexo. You can see it was earning, just ignore this one right here. This is the day that they started the new program where I started earning the 10% interest rather than 8%. So that's going to be why it jumped to 18 cents over the 15 cents daily interest. But as you can see, it was a daily payout every single day of roughly 15 cents. I'm not sure why that one was 18 cents. I really don't know what happened there. But as you can see, the general consensus was that it was about 15 cents. And since it was being compounded daily, you can see that the amount was going up ever so slightly every day. You see .15 and ends in 339. Then the next day it was 371, 402, 432, 434, 466. It just went up from there. It was, even though it was compounding at a very microscopic amount, it was still compounding daily and adding on and growing. So meaning if you had a larger sum invested in Nexo, of course, you would see that amount go up even higher. And the last one we had was Celsius at the outrageously high 11.55% interest. Final result for the $700 was $719.26. So that was almost $8 more in a 3-month period than the lowest one. And again, the interest is compounded, but it was compounded weekly. So let's look at it in the platform. I know it's going to be kind of hard to see it on the screen. It's actually really hard for me to read it myself. I wish there was a way that I could zoom this in, but unfortunately I don't know how to do that. But the interest was paid out weekly every Monday, and the interest rate stayed the same, but the compounding did kick in. As you can see, that the amount did slowly go up. $1.36, $1.37, $1.37, $1.37, went up to $1.38 this past week. So you see that the compounding was factoring in each week, making the dollar amount go up ever so slightly. And again, if you had more invested in the company, that rate would go up even higher. So there you have it. Those are the results of those 3 platforms. Now, like I said, before I even started the experiment, I already knew that Celsius was going to have the highest earnings, just simply because the interest rate was so high, and just you could use a simple interest calculator to come up with the results beforehand to already guesstimate what your earned interest is going to be during that 3-month period. So I did this mostly just to have a visual example for you guys to see and compare how much interest rate and compound interest makes a difference in the amount of earnings that you earn on these platforms. Now, as for my final thoughts on each of these platforms and which one I would recommend, honestly, it just depends on what it is you're looking for. They each have their pros and cons. The biggest pro for Constant being the fact that you do not have to actually deal with a crypto exchange. You don't have to purchase stable coin or Bitcoin or anything like that and go through the process of transferring money into the exchange, buying it, transfer it to your wallet, then moving it over to the Constant platform, and going through all these extra steps. They make it very simple by allowing you to just link your bank account and send the money directly to them and earn the highest interest rate that they have. So that is a major plus for Constant. If you are looking for something simple, Constant is definitely the way to go out of these 3 platforms when you consider that. Now, as for the interest rate earnings, they're going to be the lowest one out of the group. And the fact that they don't offer compound interest on their earnings is another negative in my eyes. Now, Nexo, I like that they are simple. Honestly, they are, even though Constant was simple as far as not having to go through the extra steps of getting your money into the platform, I like how Nexo's overall platform is very simple, very clean, very straight to the point. Nothing fancy about it. I mean, you can get a little bit more complicated if you want to start considering the Nexo tokens and trying to get the bonus interest, stuff like that. However, they do make it a little easy to get involved with the Nexo tokens as well. You can actually buy Nexo tokens directly through them without having to go through an exchange and having to find it and stuff like that. Of course, there is a higher fee by buying it directly through them. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But if you do not want to get involved with the Nexo token and you just want to earn the base interest, it is still a good amount. I mean, the base interest is 8% and it's compounded daily, so that is a very decent interest rate to be earning on your stable coins. And lastly, we have Celsius. And Celsius, the obvious big perk for it is that it's extremely high interest rate. And they have managed to keep this interest rate very competitively higher over everybody else for a very long time. I've been involved in each of these platforms for over a year, and Celsius has always been at the top of the list every single time. They are very aggressive, very competitive with their interest rates. So that is a major plus with them. And the fact that their interest is compounded weekly is also another plus. The major downside, in my opinion, on Celsius is the fact that it is a mobile only platform. As I mentioned earlier, I always prefer to do my stuff on the computer. It's just how I am. So that's going to be one negative mark for Celsius in my eyes. But other than that, it's a great platform. I do like Celsius. They are very easy to use, very straightforward. Another plus about all three platforms is that they do keep you informed on a weekly basis as to what's going on with the company and crypto in general. They do each have a newsletter that they will send to your registered email address every single week, usually on Mondays or Tuesdays, to sort of keep you in the know about what's happening with the company and what's happening in cryptocurrency in general, just sort of general cryptocurrency news. So that is a good thing to know about, sort of keep you in the know about what's happening in cryptocurrency and how your investments are doing. So there you have it, guys. I believe that was everything I wanted to cover about these three cryptocurrency investment platforms. I hope you found the information in this video useful. If you did, I appreciate if you drop a like on the video, and please consider subscribing to the channel. I do a lot of couponing videos mostly on this channel, but I do cryptocurrency related stuff and investments and saving money in general. And I do try to put a video out about once a week, but it sort of depends on what my work schedule is as to whether I have time to put out a video. Now, if you are interested in any of the three platforms that I mentioned, or even the other two that I mentioned, the Crypto.com or the BlockFi platforms, I do have a referral link to each of these platforms. In the description of this video, there will be a link to my blogger post. And if you click on that link, you'll be brought to my list of links. And from there, you'll see a full list of all the apps and websites that I currently use. Now, if you're looking for the cryptocurrency related stuff, you're going to need to scroll down the page a good little ways to get on past all the couponing apps. But once you get to the cryptocurrency and apps and websites, you'll start getting to the section of what you're looking for. You'll need to scroll down. Crypto.com is going to be listed under the crypto wallets and exchanges because they are technically a crypto wallet and exchange. So if you're looking for Crypto.com, you can look at it right there, see my referral link and code. If you sign up with them and invest a certain amount into the platform, you will get a $50 bonus at the time of this recording. Now, they are likely to change that amount, so just read the details. That $50 is not guaranteed, but they will have some sort of referral amount for signing up with their platform. It's going to be a similar thing with the other websites. Constant, they do offer bonus interest for referring people. Referral link right there. As well as Celsius, they have a sign-up bonus and deposit into the platform. BlockFi also offers a referral bonus. Nexo is going to be the only one that I do not have listed on the list of links because they technically don't have a referral program, so I couldn't really put a referral link for it. But if you're interested in checking out Nexo, just simply go to nexo.io, and from there you can check out the platform. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.